Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to be pulling out the dinette in the RV that I just moved into recently and replacing it with a home office. And it's going to be the number one major renovation I've done to the RV. So far the only other things that I've done is replace some of like the caps on the top of the RV for the windows and the fans, and then a few other minor things. And there were a bunch of other minor things that I want to do, but this is the first major one. So I took some video of it. I actually missed a lot of like the ripping out the carpet portion because I really just got into the mode and forgot to film it. But here you can see on the left, I already opened up one of the chairs and took a bunch of stuff out, and you can just see the seat belts draping there. And in the middle I'm taking the table out, and that was actually a lot easier than I was expecting. But in all, so we bought flooring for this area, all the tools that we needed to use that we didn't already have, and then the desks for the office, and everything came out to be around $300, maybe a little less, which was good because I was budgeting about 500 max I was hoping for, and it ended up being 300. So the flooring was a pleasant surprise. I think we spent like $80 to $90 on the flooring, and you'll see how it turned out. It actually turned out really good. And then we spent like $100 on all the smaller things, the tools, and then it was like another 100 and something for like 110, 120 for the desks. So here's just a little flashback to me taking the cushions out of the dinette booth seat after I had already kind of cleaned it out. There was a box of like RV information and a bunch of random crap from when I was a kid. So we've had this RV since like 2004, 2003, 2004. And now it's 2021, so it's pretty old. This dinette was original, so this is going to be the first, I think this is actually the first major renovation this RV has ever actually seen since they bought it 18 years ago. But I kind of tried to speed some of this up, and I guess I can kind of talk about the tools. So this crescent wrench here, these bolts were like really stuck into here, as you can see here. I actually ended up breaking this wrench on the next bolt that I did. Like, it completely snapped in half. So I ended up using the other side, the loop part of the wrench, which worked out better than trying to use the crescent part. But we pretty much just undid a bunch of the stuff inside the seats, then unscrewed the actual framing of the seats from the walls. There was a metal thing here that the seat belt's attached to for some reason, and that was really annoying because you can see on the bottom right there's cords that run through it. So I had to completely like separate these cords, run them through, bring them back out, tie them back together, and then re-put them down in the floor. And that was the most annoying part out of all this. Other than that, it was just unscrewing a bunch of stuff, ripping up flooring, and putting new flooring down. So my dad had gone through here and put a bunch of cables through, attaching them to solar panels. I guess if you want to count adding solar panels to the RV as a major renovation, then there's been one other one, but they're two very minimal solar panels. One on the front, they're both inside. One's kind of facing outside the front top window in the loft, and then there was a tiny like book-sized one pointing out the side window that I've had a lot of issues with, so I just took out already at this point. So after this part of the video here, you're going to see it skip forward to when we were taking out the flooring. So here's us completely taking apart the actual benches themselves, which they were probably fixed to each other using like 30 bolts and at least 1,000 nails and carpenter nails and staples and all kinds of stuff like that. And I'm working over on the back side to get that metal piece separated and put some of those heating pipes back into under the cabinet area you can see on the left there. And then we switch over to working on the other side here. So that's completely out. So all in all, it probably took, if we had completely done it straight in a row, to be completely honest, it probably took less than 8 hours of work, around 8 hours. Somewhere in that 6 to 8 hours, just straight work. We did do it in 2 sections. We worked until like, here we go, here's us ripping the last of the flooring up. But we worked until late at night, like Friday night or something, and then we got back to it Saturday morning and finished it. So that's the plywood underneath all the carpeting that we ripped up, and there is the new flooring we put in. So all of that flooring right there was 80 bucks. And we have a lot left over, so this is under 80 bucks. And then all we did is add on some desks. So that's my temporary setup. And then we have the actual double desk setup coming up here. The finished product. Here's the double desk setup. All good to go. And there's the end product. So thank you guys for watching.